social media often turns very, very toxic so quickly. The cancel culture is so rampant.
I think it's the opinion of the masses.
Even when it's good intentions though.
But I think as it grew, it became a platform where people could judge.
Or with no consequence as well,
and with
maybe.
no consequences. Because what they needed to do is just type and just comment. Like, you think we don't see a hate comment, we see.
I see.
We see.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of
Ownself Pandai Pandai.
Today we'll be talking about safe spaces. Okay, fun fact, right? Do you know that the term safe space was actually created for minority groups? But I think nowadays, it is a term that has been used in our everyday life, right? So I just really wanted to ask you guys, right? What is your definition of safe space? What does it mean to you personally? Is it a person, a feeling, a place?
I think a safe space can be a lot of things. But that doesn't really answer your question.
No.
But it can be a lot of things in terms of, for me personally, I think it's always the company of others. And specific few that I call my ride or dies. I don't call people best friends because I think best implies that there can only be one. But I have a lot of ride or dies. And for them, they feel like a safe space and they are home to me.
Aww, okay, that's nice.
For me, there's two. There's the practical side of safe space. For me, like that is an actual location. Like maybe like my home to me is like my safe space where I feel like I can do. I know everything that is around the house, right? That is to me that's very safe, lah. There's no sudden things that will trigger me or anything compared to being outside. But the more literal term or the term that I think you are more referring to, would probably be the people around me, like the community that is. Where I feel that I can be as much of myself as possible.
That's so safe for me also. I think when I think of safe space, I think of a few people in my life.
Yep.
But it starts to get awkward also, right? When you think that they are your safe space and then you kind of rant to them and then you start getting advice that you may or may not be asking for, and it becomes like, I technically wasn't really asking for it. So that brings me to like the next question, right? We'll go into this in depth, but do you think there is to you there's a safe space, but then you realize that, actually this isn't really my safe space. I mistook it for a safe space, but actually it's not.
I think in terms of that would probably be more of like. Depends on the people, lah. I think depends on the reception that I get when, let's say, I share something. Let's say I'm telling like Kim something that's on my heart, right? And then maybe their reaction would be something that would tell me like, maybe it's actually not a safe space after all. Like for example, if I share something and then she's like, but no, I don't think anything. Or I don't feel like my opinion is welcomed or like they don't really understand me. That's when I feel like maybe
When you don't feel like you're respected in that space.
not just respected, but also maybe they don't really like hear me in general. Yeah, they don't relate. Then I'm like, maybe this is just people trying to chip in their own opinion, or they don't really want to listen to what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Then I'll be like,
like
that.
Alright, I think for me, I believe that I'm a good judge of character. And to be very frank, I don't really open up to a lot of people. Like you see me do stupid things, you see me saying a lot of things. But for me to actually open up and to have a very frank conversation with you, to call you my ride or die, it actually takes a lot of shared experiences with you and time spent with you for me to actually say, okay, this person is one of the persons that I would travel to another country if you're getting married there.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for me, there are a few people in my life that I would do that for because I know that they would do the same for me. And I would believe that they would do the same for me. But I think to an extent, these privileges can be taken away. I think similar to what you say, when they are not really giving you that space to be yourself.
Right.
Or it becomes, instead of a space where you can rant and feel accepted, it becomes a space where it's judgment.
Right.
But I guess that also comes to a point where a person can have a bad day as well, and for them to project, it's not to rant to you, but it's to solve your problem.
Yeah. I guess I was also gonna say that I think I'm on the same page with you guys. I think also sometimes when we feel like someone, especially a person, is our safe space, and we feel like, oh, today I'm having a bad day, I want to rant, we sometimes forget that they might also be having a bad day, and their response might not necessarily mean that they don't care or they're not listening, but maybe they're just not in the right headspace to hold space for you, and they don't have the capacity to do that for you, you know? Okay, but why do you think, right, nowadays people crave safe spaces? Like, this is such a common topic that people really try to find and try to protect even. What do you think is causing that?
I think it's the connection. Like, we are in a world where connection is everywhere, and social media connects us to people that are around the globe, anywhere, anytime, 24/7. But when it comes to actually connecting with somebody on a very, I wouldn't want to say very Paleolithic level, whatnot, or like
Some
a
more like
very,
Some more like the, can you use
on
English
a
or
very
not?
human level lah.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
on a very
Sorry,
human
Ross
level.
from Friends.
Yeah, sorry. But I think generally we just crave that connection to a person that person or a community. I think that has become very rare, and I think scarcity then causes us to seek it out a lot more without us knowing.
So automatically you're kind of linking safe space to people,
Yes,
to person.
correct.
Like, it's very rarely to you that it would be a place, a physical place, or a thing.
I think for me it's because how I grew up, because as I think I mentioned in previous episodes, I moved around a bit growing up, and I think for us how we define family was never, and a safe space was never a home. It was never physical. It was always the people. And for me, I think that shaped my perception of a safe space, because similar to home not being a physical space, a safe space is not necessarily a physical space.
Right. Okay.
It's about the company and the people around you where you can say things and you know that they have your back.
Okay, but then like you mentioned, right, that you move around a lot. So the location wise, you have very different locations, right? But then when it comes to people in terms of safe spaces, lah, do you think you are able to like adapt? Do you have different kind of safe spaces like in different years, or do you adapt to different safe spaces, or is it just constant people that you grew up with that they are your safe space throughout the years?
I would say I've lost a lot of contacts and a lot of friends from previous years, so high school, primary school. If you're listening out there, hi. But in general, I've lost contact with a lot of them, and I'm not very close to them in general. But for the people that I call my ride or dies, they are people that I actually met in university and college. So I've only known them for 3-4 years. So it's not very long, but I know that whatever that we've been through in university and whatever that we have gone through in life as a whole, like adulting in life is in general, that they are my safe space. But it does change over time, and I think this is something that we don't talk about a lot, is that safe spaces change.
Yeah.
Nothing is really concrete, but you know that there are those few people that will
Have your back.
have your back,
Yeah.
and you know that they will do the same for you.
Right. You know, you talk about adulting, right? You mentioned that. And as we transition from school to life and work and stuff, a very common buzzword in workplaces nowadays is, open door policy. We are like family here. You know, that's the kind of words that people put on their job form. Until you join the company and you bring up a problem, and then you kena. Like, why would you bring this up? Like, why are you not a team player? You know? And I'm not saying all companies who mention that they are a safe space, a family, open workplace are like that. I'm not saying that, but it's very common, right? So how do you think, and maybe from the person from HR,
Correct, recruiter.
right? How do you think companies or teams actually make the workplace safe?
I think it's like what you mentioned, like being able to be receptive to opinions. If you say you want to have an open communication with all one family, you know, there's no hierarchy, for example, like it's very safe. Just share out. If you don't like what you feel very stressed, you let us know. Then we'll help you. If you're saying that, you have to be able to take it, lah.
But do you think it is realistic though for a company to say, just say, you know, if you're unhappy, say. And when I'm really unhappy, I'll say, right? And usually it's things that is not comfortable, or maybe financially the company cannot afford to help everyone and give everyone welfare. Then how would you deal with it? How does a company deal with it?
That's why I don't think I think it's very difficult to handle this, because there is that fine line between like open communication and just this employee complaining about every single thing. Like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like working with this person. Transfer me out of this team. I don't like this portfolio that I'm handling. Get me out. And then there's also that part of where you're working in the job itself. You have to be able to take different situations, work with different people, and that will help you to grow, not just as an employee but also as an individual, right? So I think that it is good to have that level of communication, having that safe space or safe relationship between the employer and the employee. But ultimately, I think that as an employee, you also have to be able to take it take it in terms of holding it in and going through the tough times, and
It's not going to be perfect.
it can be uncomfortable
Yeah.
You can't be you can't treat it as like your home like that. You want to be comfortable, you want to do whatever you want, but I
It's still
feel-
a workplace after
Correct.
all, and you are hired for
yeah,
a job.
Yeah.
Okay, but Caleb, you started a new job recently,
Yeah.
right? So what are some of the red flags to you, I guess, when you were looking also for a job that shows a company is pretending to have safe spaces, to have open communication?
Wow, you're trying to get me cancelled by any other companies,
No.
yeah?
No, I'm just saying, like, what do you look out for, right?
In general, I don't. There was everybody. Most of the employers online will say fast-paced environment,
Is it? I thought
fast-paced
it's just a
working
banking
environment.
thing.
No,
every
agency.
employer,
Oh.
almost all the employers that I've
Okay.
applied to have said fast-paced working environment, and I don't think that's a red flag, honestly speaking, because I feel like it's just the current economy and the current state of things where businesses have to scale up and grow and get those sales at immediate speeds, because there is such a saturation within the market. So everybody is aiming to get that 1 or 2% left of the market. So that's why it's a fast-paced work environment for everybody. Even if you're in healthcare, it's fast-paced. If you're in marketing agency, fast-paced. If you are in engineering, it's also fast-paced because your projects require you to be fast-paced.
Yeah.
So I think that's just how the state of our world is right now. But I think one thing that I feel like is a red flag for me personally is when they say that we are family.
You mean the
personally,
terms?
Yeah.
The
I think
term.
when they use the term family a little bit too much, I feel uncomfortable.
He's
It's
like,
a-
You want to
a
draw the
personal-
line.
don't call me your
it's
brother.
it's not an objective red flag, but it's personally what I feel very uncomfortable when they say like, oh, we're a family, because it's implying that, oh, we will bend over backwards for each other and for the company, even though we have seen retrenchments in big companies, companies that call themselves family, but they're still letting people go.
Okay,
And-
so it's
yeah.
the feeling of you wouldn't do that to family,
Correct.
but in work, in
Correct.
business, you can't help but to make certain decisions sometimes.
Correct. So that's why I would say
Right.
don't call your business, or if possible, don't use the term family, because you wouldn't want to treat your family by retrenching them or kicking them out, for example.
Okay.
Because I don't think that's just how things is. If it's a workplace, keep it a workplace. Don't bring family into this.
Yeah, say team lah.
Yeah,
Team
correct,
still
correct,
cooperation,
correct,
still together.
That's why I think when you're talking about safe space in a workplace, I wouldn't say. I don't think you can treat a company as your safe space. I think if you want to have, like, in your career, if let's say you're going to go office, your safe space can be a few colleagues that you talk to, that you are comfortable to share everything with. Leaving that is okay. I think it's toxic when you try and treat everyone as like what Killer mentioned, like one big family, rely on each other like that.
But you know what I'm hearing that's interesting to me is that you guys are bringing up a lot of similarities in terms of the company saying it rather than the people that I'm working with.
Correct.
Which is interesting because then it also shows me that leadership plays a very big part in culture, in making sure that things work out the way it should, or as how they would say it, or how they promise it to be. And leading by example is so important, don't you think? That
Correct.
not just in any company, but in any organization, NGO, in anything, any community, how the leadership forms the I guess the vision and the
The
goal,
culture and the environment.
it really, and if they really live by example, then there's a higher chance of things working out better. Because if I'm an employee, I go to my employer and say, actually, I do all the hard work already, but I'm really uncomfortable with something, and I go to you and say, you say safe space, say open conversation. This is what I really feel, and they actually listen to me and go, I hear you. However, maybe I cannot do something about it. How about this instead? Or I hear you. Yes, I'll make a change. And if that change actually happens, it really makes an impact, right?
But I also would like to say that not all the pressure relies on management.
Of course.
That management plays maybe 70%, but there's also that 30% which is up to you to decide.
Correct.
Because you are also a participant in the culture
Yes.
and a participant in the environment.
Right.
If you are not playing your part in changing that 30%, the 70% that the employer has to see, they would see no reason to change.
Sure.
Because you're not even kickstarting that
Yeah.
process.
And so that leads me to, what do you think then would be something that we can do as people, maybe if we're not in leadership or in management, what do you think we can do to help make this change in a workplace setting? Because culture cannot change overnight, right?
Yeah,
It's something
of
that's
course.
cultivated. So how do you think we can actually make a difference?
Ooh, we in terms of...
As an
Like
employee.
employee,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't... There's no one way to solve it. But
No solve lah. Don't say solutions.
there's
just
no
say,
solutions. Yes.
just say
I
I
like,
think to
Yeah.
work on it. I think it's to create an environment that you would want to be in. If you don't like an environment that gossips and creates drama, then don't create the drama. Don't participate in the gossip. Yeah, I think it's as simple as, what environment do you want to be in, and that's the environment that you should work towards. But that to be said as well, your environment might not be great all the time. We must be able to change based off the situation, because I think this comes back to that preconceived notion that Gen Zs always like to complain about work.
Yeah.
Wow, they always cannot do work. But I think my perspective is, yes, some of us,
Damn.
Gen Zs, we complain a lot about work, but it comes a point where everybody is having a tough time as well, and everybody is going through that period of time.
Yep.
But let's try to empathize with other people as well, that we are going through this together with them.
I would think that like building safe space in a company, let's say if I'm maybe the smallest ant in the company, it will be starting with, just your few colleagues that you hang out with a lot. Like maybe you feel like this company very toxic, they are always telling you what to do, and everyone's very like yes man, everyone's very individualistic. Then maybe it starts with you talking to your colleagues about your problems that you're facing, helping one another. And I genuinely think like maybe your managers or the seniors will see that the juniors are the ones that are working together, helping things out, and then I think that will somehow it will overflow into outwards lah. I do think it will have an impact in a sense.
So start small, essentially, with your everyday respect, listening,
Correct.
being nice to people, and then and also not weaponizing the whole open conversation.
Kim, what about you? I mean,
What
you
do you
have been in multiple environments, be it corporate,
Mm-hmm.
agency, and then also being on set with multiple directors. And how do you then create that safe space for that work environment?
I think the thing I live by really is be a good person. Like I said, I mean, starting small is such an important thing. If you're talking about at work in a corporate workplace, then for sure, respecting each other and each other's work, so important, because it's so easy to just say, oh, the person is doing better than me, I need to win, I need to compete. But when that happens, it creates a very toxic environment. Competition, healthy competition is good, but when it becomes overboard, then that's not great. I think it's the same thing for if you're on set, for example, with other actors. Usually this ego thing comes in, like who's a better actor. And sometimes also the set culture is that anyone who is smaller, extras and stuff, they don't really get a seat with everyone else.
Yep.
Which is also
Understand.
not a nice thing, right? And if we want to cultivate a healthy, safe working environment, then all these things need to go. There needs to be a level of, I'm humble, I know I will do good work, but I will not put someone else down. For me, that's the key thing lah. Respect and constant listening to other people, leaders, directors, managers, stuff like that. So I feel like without weaponizing the policies that are put in place to make things better, to like, oh, they say open, then I just say everything like that. I mean, that's not also healthy, right? So that's to me being a good person. Don't take advantage of things in situations.
Understand.
Okay, thanks for asking. But let's talk about family and friends, right? Because I think that's something that would be a bit closer to home.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes, this is for me also, like we want to be there for friends, but I also have a life. And sometimes I'm not having a good time either. And suddenly every text that is being sent to me suddenly feels like, a mini therapy session, which is good. I really want to be there for my friends. But sometimes you just gotta say like, sorry bro, today I got no headspace, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance being a good listener but also not emotionally overloading ourselves by saying, yes, I'll be there for you every single time? What do you
It's
think?
crazy. I literally just had this conversation like yesterday.
Okay,
with a
tell us,
friend.
man.
But I think the context is that my friend was more of. I mean, they mentioned that they have another friend who also tends to emotionally overload without realizing, and their friendship has been very very long. So I think that in that context, it's very difficult to communicate to say that, hey, I think you need to calm down, brother. Like that. It's very difficult. But
Why? Wouldn't you say that if you have a longer friendship, it'll be easier to communicate these things?
I think they might think that it's a bit of like offensive to their personality. Like I'm not oversharing. This is just me. But then you say that I'm oversharing, then a bit like terasa or like sensitive.
I think it's when you care about the other person's feelings as well,
Yeah.
and you're not close to that point. Even though a friendship can be long, you might not be close.
But that's what you mean,
Enough.
right? Long as in like they're close
Yeah.
friends.
Close.
They're
Oh,
close friends.
close. Oh, then that's a conversation to be had, lah. Huh?
Yeah, I think that's why it comes down to communication, lah. I think like maybe if I'm the friend, I would say like, okay, I think you have been talking about this for so many times that we meet, and then there's no resolution, there's no action being taken. You're just trying to vent. Vent is okay, but I think if it's non-stop vent about the same thing every time we meet, then you should really tell them like, hey, I think I've already told you what you want to hear, and if you keep talking about it, it's not. If you want to hear something else, I'm not going to give that to you. So I think that is.
But don't you
what you
think
need to
that's
do.
really difficult
It
though?
is. It
Because
is.
because then a person will be like, okay lor, then I don't talk about it anymore. Then they get sensitive and they get hurt.
Because they're vulnerable.
Yeah,
so
they're trying to.
you don't want to jab when they
Yeah.
are vulnerable.
What do you think? I
I'm
don't
a
know.
brutally honest guy, lah. So
Oh, that's why you want a brutally
true,
honest girl.
Correct.
so I would just say.
I can relate to that. I think there was an incident recently where a friend, let's just say that this friend got together, broke up, got together, broke up, got together, broke up, and I think it's like 5 times within the span of 4 months, which for me, because I tend to take on a lot of emotions, I tend to catch emotions. I got so tired out of it, right, that there was one day where I was just sitting in my car and I was just crying.
Because
I
of
was
what
so
she
tired.
said to you?
No, it's not because of that. It's because of the constant emotions and the roller coaster that is, oh, they're not fine. Oh, they're fine again. Oh, they're not fine. Then they're fine again. Then I got so emotionally drained. I think you mentioned that how do you draw the line? Oh, now the way
You don't draw lines.
Oh,
no, now
She's the line. He accepts the
yeah, I
feeling.
accept the fact. But for me, I started just saying what's on my mind. Like not even caring about the emotions.
Wow,
Because-
that's extreme, bro.
Yeah.
Because for me, it comes to a point where I'm like, I cannot be courteous with you because I'm so done with the situation that you're in.
Wow, so there's no middle ground.
No.
There's no transitioning point for you. It's you absorb and then you explode.
I absorb, I explode on my own, but if it comes to a point where I know the situation is self-induced and I have no intention of changing it, wow, I'll be brutally honest.
Yes, I know.
I
what he
cannot
means.
tahan.
If
I
it's
cannot.
yeah, I know what he means. Because I feel like if it's a one-time thing, I still can listen to you. But if you're doing it 2 times, 3 times, like he mentioned, you keep breaking up, get back together, breaking up, get back together, it's very tiring for the people around them. And then you already say your piece. To me, they are just not listening to you, and then they are just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Okay, I would like to add a step for you guys, for you both, yeah. I feel like sometimes it's not just the 1 time, 2 time and everything, but it's also in the advice giving of the situation itself. It's also highlighting that, hey, you have been doing this several times now. It is something that I feel like you're not listening to me on or to people about. Then if they continue doing it, then you exclude, I think still okay. But I feel like there also like communication, right? There also needs to be a point of like, I'm willing to be there for you, but it is starting to get tiring listening to you all the time without exploding yet. But just
Yes.
communicating that I'm tired. I'm sure you are tired too, of course, with empathy, right? I'm sure you are tired too, but this is not healthy for you. Neither is it for everyone else.
Correct.
So I think that's something to take note of also.
Okay, welcome to another segment of Pandai or
Pandai Pandai.
Yay!
Okay, so today we're gonna do MCQ on safe spaces. Okay, so whoever got it first, you're gonna raise your hands first. Not yet, Kim. She ready.
I gotta win.
Okay, first one. What percentage of employees globally say they don't feel safe speaking up at work? A, 22%. B, 37%. C, 53%. Joe.
Hey, you never tell us how
Hey,
many.
you never say
Not
who to
fair.
start.
You want, I raised my hand already.
Oh, okay, give
Okay,
you.
give you law, give you law.
How many answers? Well, Leo, okay.
See?
You are correct!
What, Salim? Salim, what?
Next one, must 3, 2, 1 ah.
So a 2023 Gallup study found that over half of employees fear speaking up due to possible backlash, showing open culture isn't always encouraged.
Yeah, guys. Oh my goodness. People, entrepreneurs, business owners, important people.
According to the American Journal of Community Psychology, how many hours per week of third space interaction significantly boost well-being? A. 1 to 2 hours. B. 5 to 6 hours
Per day or per week?
per week.
Per week.
C. 8 to 10 hours.
Shucks. Okay, go.
I think it's A.
Wrong. It's C.
B.
Okay,
The
go.
correct answer is B, 5 to 6 hours. So people who spend 5+ hours weekly in third spaces, cafes, gyms, clubs, parks, report 25% higher life satisfaction and 20% lower stress levels.
Wow.
So we're not telling you to go to the clubs, but go and touch grass for 1 hour.
I'm pretty sure
a
they
day.
say when they say clubs, it's like sports clubs, book clubs.
Not Kyo, okay?
Sure not.
Which generation reports the highest loneliness despite being the most online?
I know. Okay.
Wait for my options. 3 options.
Okay.
Gen X.
What is Gen X? Millennials is me.
No, it's older than
Older than the
Oh.
one before you.
Okay.
Millennials. Gen Z. 3, 2, 1.
I think because you shall name.
Okay, answer.
The millennials.
Gen
Oh man!
It's Gen
the
Z,
boomers
right? It's Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah. Gen Z is the most connected generation, but we're also the
Don't be
loneliest
angry at me,
generation.
I'm sorry.
We're not angry.
We're lonely.
A 2023 Cigna study found that 79% of Gen Zs feel lonely compared to 56% of boomers, suggesting digital safe spaces doesn't fully replace real human connection.
It's
Wow.
true, guys.
How long does it take for someone to form a first impression of you? 1. 7 seconds. 30 seconds. 2 minutes.
Kim,
Okay.
What the?
first one.
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
That's right.
You know why?
Yeah,
You know why
hi.
7 seconds? Because 7 seconds, all you need to look for up to down, then settle. To form a first impression.
True. Because usually first impressions
You
are
need that
like...
for 30 seconds, man. Wow, that's
Yeah,
damn long.
That's
eh?
damn long.
So, Princeton research shows people make trust and competence judgments in under 7 seconds.
Wow.
So, subconsciously, they look from your body language to your facial cues.
Correct.
Up
Which
down,
is
up
why
down.
there's so many like courses of how to walk into a room.
What?
How to walk into the room confidently so that you give a good first impression.
Oh, so this is
Seriously.
like public room spaces.
yes.
Because like walking into a room like my bathroom to teach also, man.
In group conversations, how can you tell who holds the most social power? They laugh the most? They speak the longest? Or C, others look at them the most when they speak?
Hey, I have no points lah.
Okay, let him lah. He got no points. Be nice and- Be nice and intentional.
Okay. Then we all take one. Okay,
The
we take your
last,
two
the last
Confirm.
option was oddly specific. So let's do the last one.
It's confirmed the last
C.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's others look at them the most when they speak.
Yeah, because I can laugh, but I'm the side character.
Yeah, you
like
can be the
NPC.
background noise.
Correct, but then like
So
you
sad
can be
calling
the
the
one
people
who
who laugh
the
at
one
them.
who speak longest could be because you chong pei.
Yeah, and then everyone's just like faster lah.
Yeah, faster finish.
So social scientists use this thing called a visual dominance ratio, and they found that leaders tend to get more eye contact when they are talking, and they get less eye contact when they are listening. That marks the end, and the winner is
Ta-ta!
Joe.
Why?
You got 2 points, I think.
No, he got one. Two.
Oh, I got one. If you don't communicate throughout, and you actually burst at the end, right?
Correct.
That's how you kind of destroy the
Friendship.
safe space that you created with
Yeah,
that person lah. So I
exactly.
think communicating throughout, but if they still don't listen, then I mean
Yeah.
it's warranted.
So love and respect lah, essentially. I
Correct,
respect you.
correct.
I get that you need me right now, but hey, I'm also human. It is also something that I'm probably
Correct.
needing some space with.
Correct,
Okay, so that's friends, right? What about family? We've talked about this before, right? Where family, in most, not all, but most Asian households, we don't really talk feelings. And so in for those who grew up in households where feelings and vulnerability wasn't the most normal, what do you think can be done to help cultivating an emotional safety with family? Or do you think that that's actually, if it's not normal, don't even try?
Well, I think you really just went deep dive into it, yeah.
I mean,
But in general, I don't think there is. Okay, my answers has always been static. I don't think there is. But it takes, similar to previously you said communication, right, of friends, it takes two people to create that safe space. For a family to create a safe space, it's more people. Everybody that's part of your immediate family plays a role in creating that safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And your efforts can only serve as the initial spark. So what I would suggest is always being frank with your parents that, if communication is a problem, if making the safe space is a problem within the family, is to have a conversation with them. Not really like pointing out like, you didn't make a safe space. It's more of, okay, I think we need to work on making our family something that's a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, having that
wow,
conversation.
that's extreme, man.
Yeah, having difficult conversations.
But do you think, like, say for example, my dad, he's not a feeling person.
Yeah.
He'll come and hug me and everything, but he's not like, Kim, I had a bad day today. He won't offer that information. But what I guess I try to do, I will never bring up the parents, let's have a conversation. I think we need to create safe spaces in our home. We won't ever
yeah, of
say
course
stuff
not,
like
of course
that.
not, of course not.
But I would, if I do go home, like when I go visit them, I would say, hey, last month was really difficult. It was really tough. Why? Oh, yeah, because this. And just normalizing talking feelings. I don't expect them to reciprocate. Reciprocate. Whoa.
Yeah, your turn now.
It's one of those words, guys.
Reciprocate.
Yes. I don't expect them to do that, but I take that first step. You know? Without being so formal, like, this is a problem, we need to be more cohesive. I don't know, I feel so he's so extreme, as a person.
Yeah, very extreme. I mean,
he's very intense now.
Yeah. He's like, hot, cool, whoa.
But I think then it comes what if your parents, because I know sometimes parents can be very, you tell me a problem, I need to solve it.
Then you must be
As a
ready
parent.
for
No.
that, I feel.
So for example, you tell your parents, I'm having a tough time, work is a little bit tough. Then your parents say, so what are you going to do about it? Your parents are if your parents are solution driven.
Yeah. I would just tell them, Mom, Dad, I'm not looking for solutions now. I already solved it, but I just want to rant like this person, is that kind of feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still clarify with them
Yeah.
that, okay, I just need a space to rent.
Yes. I still communicate it, but I don't communicate it like formally.
Oh, of course.
Like, it's very jokey.
Nobody ever calls for a family meeting like, guys.
He just said that he
No,
won't say, I need a
he wanted to
cohesive
address
household.
it.
Yeah, I was like, I give you the extreme, but please don't do the extreme.
Joe?
I think it's something like what we shared in the previous episodes about families. I think it's about intentionality, like what you've mentioned. Being intentional to, if let's say there's not really a safe space among your family, it's about taking that first step to, maybe you can start oversharing first, because we in Asian households, maybe we're not comfortable to share about our feelings. It's like awkward. But somehow when it comes to friends, it's very easygoing. So maybe trying to overshare first among your family to see what's the reception like. Maybe they do want to know, they just don't know how to ask you about your feelings.
That's a good
So it's
point.
about just telling them first, then maybe, he's comfortable to share with us.
Yeah.
So maybe next time it has something similar happens, then wow, how is
was
this?
it?
Yeah.
Then that starts that conversation. You
Oh,
open
yeah.
the door for that communication from both sides.
Yeah.
I think it's the social dynamic of it all, right?
Yeah.
Where if you're talking about family, right, there's always a social dynamic where he's my father, she's my mother. Okay, this is my elder brother. I must be respectful to them, because that is how a family structure is like. It's you
Depends
respect your
though.
elders. Yeah, depends.
Yeah,
but
depends. I feel like as you
it's
get
very
older,
Asian.
honestly.
Yeah. If you get older, it decreases.
Yeah, decreases.
But
Like my parents now, I'm like, hey, papas, and then he's he's like, hello. He gets used to it,
Yeah.
because he sees you as an adult
correct.
now. Yeah.
So I think it reduces when you get to adulthood, but getting there, there is a lot of growing pains.
True. We're quite active on social, right? And it can give off an illusion of it being a safe space because we post on our own profiles, our own channels. It's our own channel platform.
Yeah, correct.
But then the minute you do something, say something, comment something, and suddenly people start to roast you, or it's an unpopular opinion, like how you like to do your hot takes. How do you think, or why do you think social media often turns very, very toxic so quickly? The cancel culture is so rampant nowadays.
I think it's the opinion of the masses.
Even when it's good intentions, though.
Even with its good intention, right? It's whatever the majority thinks is right. That is what social media has become. In the early forms of social media, right, it's meant to be a very nice tool. It's for you to catch up with friends. But I think as we grow, as it grew to different platforms, different styles of videos, monetization, it became a platform where people could judge without knowing context.
Or with no consequence as well,
And with no
maybe.
consequences. Because what they needed to do is just type and just comment. Like, you think we don't see a hate comment, we see.
I see.
We see.
I saw.
She's a 10.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, in general, I think because it's so easy to hide behind a facade on social media, so that's a way that they feel safe to share their opinion. I think it is safe for them to share opinion, but I think going a little bit further from that is that your actions will have consequences as well.
Well, if people start to forget that the people that are commenting on are actual human beings who have feelings too, right? It just feels like you're a personality on screen.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah.
It becomes so bad to the point that people actually the S word. They commit the S word. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was figuring out which one. But okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But in general, I think just be a good person online.
Right.
And if you want to post spicy things, be careful. Digital footprint is a thing.
Yeah.
It's really a thing.
But okay, but let's ask Joel, right? So what about the people who are actually commenting with good intentions to maybe correct something that is misrepresented, or maybe they're correcting someone who posted the spicy thing, like the not so right thing, and their comment is actually in, hey, you shouldn't have done that, and then people add on and they add on and it becomes toxic. What do we think? Maybe
That's
Joel
why
first.
I don't think I don't know. There's the function you can press, right? You can immediately DM the person. I don't feel like there's a necessity to
Agreed.
publicly put out, even though it's very difficult to make it sound as nice as possible.
Yeah.
As long as you're putting it out in public, right? It feels borderline shaming the person.
Sure.
Like you're calling him out, exposing him in front of everyone.
But then people will say, but they post first what? It's public first what?
Yeah.
It's my opinion also. It's a public space.
Alright, that's true. So it depends on how you perceive it. Like, I think if you're trying to be a good person, if you're actually coming from the point of trying to correct this person, like,
Right.
hey, I don't think this is right. I think like DMing the person is the best option. And also it prevents, like what you mentioned, like, people will start building up, I think you racist.
It becomes an echo chamber and they just build on each other.
Yeah,
and
and
it just becomes one stockpile of negativity.
Yeah.
But that's both of you have raised really, really good points, because it's true. Accountability and holding someone accountable doesn't have to be public.
Correct.
It can be a private thing. And sure, if the person takes it, good on them. But I think we are responsible for our own actions and not for someone else's actions.
Yeah.
And so if you want to correct a person with good intention, then the avenue in which you do that also should be appropriate.
Correct.
Right? Oh, this was such a good point, guys.
It shouldn't be
I really
shame them in the comments. It should be, can I talk to you about this thing that happened?
Can we have a conversation?
Yeah.
So I think that's super great points. And so then if we talk about third space, have you guys heard of third space before?
Yes.
No?
What's that?
Okay, so a third space is actually where you can be yourself, that is not work, not home. For some, it can be like, oh, I like to go to this cafe. I always go here every Saturday. It's my place. It can be running, it can be gymming, it can be a class, Pilates, yoga, so on and so forth. So, do you guys have a third space first?
Yes, I do.
I don't know if you mean like hobby or like something that I'm comfortable outside of friends.
Something you
Like,
find comfort in.
I think
probably like my hobby lor. I would say, yeah.
another way to put a third space is that your personal life, it's private, but your work life is public. So what is that third space where it combines both your personal life and your public life together?
Interesting way of putting it, sure.
I guess so.
Where you
I
are
don't
comfortable
know.
in being your private self, but in public.
Like, you know how people always say in yoga they find their zen. They find it's a public
yeah.
class, but they go there to do some self work, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
Got.
Got.
You want
you
to
go
explain?
on,
Yeah, I will explain.
You
Yeah,
got
got
it.
where? Of course have lah.
Okay, Joe, then explain yours.
Okay, you go first.
What
Okay.
the?
I think my third space,
That's lace lah. That's lace.
my third space in general would be my gym. I think something that happened over the past 1 year, actually, like the past few months, is that we have built this community of us just building each other up.
Mm.
Like it's like, oh, you got one more rep. Okay, let's go, one more rep. Oh, another one. It sounds very like, yeah, let's go, bro. But I think in general, it helps with motivating each other and holding each other accountable for different things. And we build a community around that.
But that's not your third space, right?
It combines my personal life because I get personal with them. Oh.
Okay. Moving on.
What about you, Kim?
For me, it would be gym also. I feel like my third space shifts. Like sometimes it's just me going to a cafe and journaling or reading. Sometimes it's me going to the gym and being myself. But I think the commonality there is, regardless of what I do, it's me alone in a public space with my own thoughts.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that I can be comfortable and just come out of my home, right? Because I work from home all the time. So just coming out of that box and being in public and watching people and
Breathing
doing
public air.
and doing my own thing, you know?
Mine would probably be playing frisbee lah, because I think that's a hobby that I've been doing for the past few years, and I think in frisbee itself there's a good community of people, and it allows me, I think because I've been in there for a long time now, so it allows me to be very comfortable in the community. I feel like now I get what you mean by third space. It feels like my other home that I can. I'm a different person in a sense when I'm there.
Your other safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would say so lah.
So, do you have any tips on how to create or how to find this third space, especially for people who maybe feel like, oh, I don't really have that space. My whole life is work and...
Oh, I think from the commonality of what we have said, right? Sports is a good way. I sound like a typical gym bro. But in general, sports, be it solo sports or team sports, right? That's an interest for you. If you don't like sports, then it's fine. You can find other interest groups. For example, you like gaming. I know friends that game together like from, even though they have work, it's like 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. and they go to work the next day. That's crazy. But that's how they found community, and that's how they found their safe space. And it's online in a chat room playing games. And there's no like benchmark of my safe space is better than your safe space. I think that's something that's very toxic. It's like, yeah, you guys really friends, man, online chat group. But I have friends that made friends with like overseas friends. They got to know each other through. Sorry. Just to read. So I have friends who made international friends through gaming, and they're the kind that like they're quite tight, even though they have not seen each other physically. So it doesn't have to be a physical space. It can be a common interest. It can be places where you find joy in.
Yeah, I think it's safe, just to add also, I think for us, our safe space is all of more like community and people.
Correct.
But some people, their safe space is like what Kim mentioned. She prefers to go cafe alone, to chill, to do what she likes. So I think it comes down to what you enjoy doing outside of work and your friends. Like maybe some people enjoy, I don't know what, crocheting, for example. So maybe that is their safe space, going to the gardens to just chill out and just crochet.
That sounds so nice.
Yeah, so I think it depends on what you like, your interests. Like, it doesn't have to be with people. It can be. I think that would be nice. But just start off doing what you like, and eventually, if you do find community, then all the more better for you.
I also think this third space thing is finding what helps you decompress.
Yeah.
So for you guys, it might be people, right? Some people, it might be really just being alone. But one thing I really learned in my acting journey is self-soothing is so important, especially after you do a very intense character. Emotionally draining, maybe, because you do a lot of research, right? You embody the character. And so when you come out of it, that's why maybe my third space is mainly solo work, because I want to find myself again and to soothe myself and to come back to myself.
It's to recuperate.
Correct. So finding what works for the person, what helps them to self-soothe, whether it's with people, through sports, through all the different activities that we do. That's how we potentially self-soothe. So at the end of the day, safe spaces aren't just found. You need actions and you need to build it, right?
Correct.
And it's also through finding people who choose empathy, who choose boundaries, who choose consistency in building that relationship with you. So what do you think, one small action anyone can take this week to be a safer person for someone else?
Wow.
Safer person for someone else, okay?
Safer person. Don't be a red flag. Just
so much more to talk about.
Yeah, there's so much more to talk about. Not
But
being
one
a
thing,
red flag.
you talk a lot, but one thing.
One thing only.
Maybe you go to Joe first. Well, everybody, so many things to do.
Listen more. I know I say that from a person that yaps a lot, but I think listening is a good exercise to do. And my boss would be my witness. He always tells me to read and listen.
Oh no, he's
Instead
telling you to
of-
tell you to stop talking.
Yeah, he basically just says, Caleb, stop yapping.
Oh no. Okay. Yes, listen.
He took the words out of my mouth, but I would say on top of listening, also empathizing with the person. So you cannot just like, oh yes, no. Maybe you can like, oh really, like what? How do you think you can help? How can I help you? For example, like talking through the situation with them, not just being an active listener, contributing your opinion, for example. Yeah, I think that will help people come out of their shell a bit more and be comfortable around you, lah.
I think for me, the world lacks love.
Oh.
I think loving people for who they are is really important. And of course, loving people is so difficult, especially sometimes when your friends, like you guys said, they don't listen to your advice. It's so difficult to love at that point in time. But remembering that they're humans with human emotions who are going through very human things in life and choosing to love them regardless of that situation. I feel like it's so easy for us to think self, like, you're making me so tired. Do you even know? But sometimes they come to you because they really need that listening ear.
Yep.
And so loving them through that is
Agreed.
lacking lah sometimes. Okay, now the opposite. What is one thing a person can stop doing that makes people feel unsafe, even though it might come unintentionally?
Don't assume that they immediately want solutions.
Ooh, that's a good
Ask
one.
about it. Like, ask, do you want a listening ear or do you want me to solve your problems? I think that's a question that I start at every rant session. It's like, I'm going to tell you, I'm here
Stop.
to
What
rant.
do you need?
Yeah, stop. You want me to listen? You want me to solve your problem?
Yeah.
Solve very easy. Listening, I also can do.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
It's
about-
to clarify, communicate.
What about you, Kim?
I'm supposed to close it. You go.
I would say being judgmental in general.
To
I
stop
think,
being judgmental.
yeah, if you're being judgmental, you ruin that bubble that you've built with the person. And yeah, sometimes even though you don't understand, right, or you feel like, why is he thinking lah? You need to try and rein it in, especially in that situation, when they're already very frustrated. They're trying to let off their steam. You hold it in the back for a bit. Don't judge so much. Maybe after that, when everyone's happier, more, the mood is better, then
let it
maybe you
out.
can, hey, why lah? Where people will do that?
Correct.
But then in that situation, be more accepting of your friend.
Yeah.
I mean, they are part of your safe space for a reason, and you're also part of theirs. So be more understanding, especially in that specific situation lah.
It's like letting out a fart in a crowded room when everybody's yapping, so nobody hears the fart. Yeah. Never mind.
His analogies are a bit.
Yeah, he needs to work on those.
Work on
Sorry,
it.
it just came to mind.
For me, I think it's more practical, especially in conversations. People should stop talking over people. No, it's not.
Suddenly both of us will be like a bit offended.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I think I mean, of course, if you're yapping, bantering, talk over lah. That's how conversations start. But when someone is ranting to you and being like super emotional and vulnerable, right? Most of the time, when a person goes, wait, what do you mean? Like, then you talk over, even though your intentions is to understand more or to whatever. Sometimes it makes them feel like you're not listening.
Yes.
Just let me, So very practical is to stop talking over them. Once they're done, then they're done. Then you talk. To give them that space, I think.
Yeah.
So
Especially
that they feel like they have that space. Yeah.
in a group setting, especially when, let's say, someone's sharing, right? Then they're like, what do you mean? Then they're trying to make it
Yeah.
funny. Then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's not it.
Oh, that's also a very good one.
Yeah.
To stop making a joke out of some.
Don't humor somebody's rant.
No,
it?
that's not what I meant.
Oh.
No, I meant like because when someone's vulnerable, it can be uncomfortable. And when people are uncomfortable, some of the things
Coping
that happen,
mechanism.
coping mechanism is to make a joke out of it. Like,
Yes,
haha, you always
correct.
have that one. But sometimes they don't need that. Like, stop
Yeah.
making a joke out of it and be serious. Be comfortable being serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't say that one.
why you like that? Being a safe space is really not about fixing people. Like Caleb mentioned,
Yeah.
you don't always have to have a solution. It means making them feel seen, making them feel not judged, holding space for them.
Correct.
But also the people who are renting and needing that space also be self-aware and to not take advantage of the people that
Yeah.
you are speaking to. So it takes two hands to clap lah, to
Correct.
create a safe space, right? So yeah, I mean, empathy without boundaries becomes very, very exhausting. Agree?
Agreed.
Agree. So fast. Agreed.
Agreed.
Any last words? Last thoughts? Otherwise, thank you for watching Ownself Pandai Pandai, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye. Click here for more. Click here to subscribe. We're on Spotify and YouTube.
Sometimes I want to say it, but he just,
Yeah,
I just
it's
know that he's gonna do it.
Yeah, it's muscle memory for him.
Yeah.